Got something a little different for you today, guys. So what we're doing today is what I'm calling the honey-do list. It's a Dyson ball vac. My wife's been having some problems with it. So let's show you what's happening. So the issue you can hear the weird noises making, plus it's blowing dust out through the back. So we need to pull her apart. Everything I've seen or read is that there's a filter clogged or there's a clog causing it to do it. So let's pull her apart and see if we can figure it out. There we go. Now I have found clogs before in this pipe here. So let's. I don't think that is her issue. So let's unplug this. I think we're going to have to haul this ball apart. I'll get the torque screws to match that. Put the bit in. That's odd. It's a filter. I'll guarantee you, I will not remember that that's where that Phillips goes. One advantage of recording this is if I do forget, you can go back and watch the video. Let's see if I have a torque screwdriver for that. There's two long ones here. Just going to jump in here. We are fast approaching our 500 subscriber mark, and at 500 subscribers, we will be posting a special video from where Dizzy Digger the name came from and my experience with positional vertigo. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to be notified when it comes out. Thanks guys for following. This vacuum, I think it's about 3 or 4 years old now, but it's pretty much been through the war and back. So I definitely can't complain. It's sucked up a lot of drywall dust, and the last going off here was doing baking powder. As Kayla's down trying to clean some mattresses, and I believe that this here needs to be cleaned once we figure out what we're doing here. As you can see, all the baking powder is still coming out of the vacuum. So it looks like we got three more screws on this side, 3 on the other side. I do believe a lot of this is just going to be cleaning it up. because all this powder's gone in through now, and it does not like it. Always got to be one that's contrary, for sure. Let's see if we can split this ball. Now it does look like there might be a tab there. That's not going to let it split. Ooh, I did miss a screw here and one over here. Yeah. So as you can see, the poor motor is just coated. This filter definitely needs to be cleaned. I'm just going to clean this top section out. Yes, so this is back to these clips right here. Looks like I should be able to push in on that clip. Missing the screw in here. Okay, so there's definitely a couple screws in there. Let's see if we can get this popped up. Once again, without breaking it. This side. Oh, no, don't go back in. Oh, no. Oh, there you go. That's good, girl. Oh no, 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 that wasn't good. That wasn't really good. No. Okay. Ah, look at that. 2 screws in here. Guys, you're learning along with me. So did we just make that easier to convert? One would think. Apparently, that's as much as I would hope. That's that. There's no more screws here. There's no more screws here. So now is it just these tabs? I don't seem to want to. Like what else? Okay guys, I just had to jump in here. There's two white tabs that it looks like connects the top of this housing to the filter housing. They actually don't push in. It's definitely made just for assembly. You actually have to buckle the top housing out a little bit to get over the top of these clips. So inserting a screwdriver into the bottom to act like a little lamp to come off is how you get them off. They don't push in like release tabs. I'll be honest with you boys, I'd rather take apart an excavator any day than this. This vacuum seems more complicated. So now do we have a spot to unplug this? Yes. And no. So we got this one here that we can unplug. I gotta say, this is really getting on my nerves. Unplug that there. Take this fuse out. I assumed that was a fuse holder, but apparently not. This is looks like it's just an isolation for connection. So there we go. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to unplug. Perfect. Something had to go right at some point. And I'll take these, and then we should be able to press them down through like that. And separate that motor off. Lay this motor to the side. And haul this board back out. So, as you can see, this is coated, and that's why I was putting so much suction on that motor. So we'll get the air compressor fired up and we'll blow all this back out. Blow all this motor out. Let's see if we can pop this off and see what looks inside. There you go. So yeah, you see all the dust built up in here. I'd like to be able to get that case so that we can possibly put some light oil down on the bearings. We gotta get it out first. Yeah. So there you see all the windings and that bearing in there, it still feels pretty good. But we'll get it all blown out, lube that up, and start to put it back together. Okay guys, you see all the mess of the baking soda that's over this. I need to blow that off, but I really don't want to blow it off and just blow it around shop. One for breathing it in, but that will definitely get into every little crack and crevice of camera equipment, whatever you got. So I got an idea involving these fittings here, and a shop vac. So let's try and put this together and see if it works out. Because what I got here is just a clear plastic tote. My whole idea is to be able to put a fitting on one side to allow us to connect up the shop vac, and then cut a hole here to be able to put your hand in with a blowgun. That will create negative pressure through this, suck everything out, and should keep all the dust from around the shop. I'm thinking not only that it'll work well for this, but when I want to blow out air filters and stuff like that, this should be a good thing. So what I did pick up, this is basically the fitting that goes underneath your sink. So where your sink connects to your plumbing. I'm going to try and use it as a bulkhead fitting that'll go in through here. And then this is just an adapter sleeve for a 2-inch vacuum that I want to glue this into. So just have to grind these tabs off to get it to fit snugly in here. Drill the hole here and it should fit. Should fit through there with this tightened up on it to give it a decent seal. We'll see what it's like. Maybe just put an O-ring around here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it will definitely help, hopefully. So we'll just grind these off on the bench grinder. Like I said, you can see these little tabs right here. That's what's stopping it from fitting. So you see now, this fits in nice here. I just want to use a bit of super glue to pop that in. Let's see if this is still actually good. Oh yeah. So there's around here, somewhere in the middle. Okay, doesn't have to be precise for sure. This will fit through here. And then this end will screw on through here. Once I don't drop it. Like so. And this should give you a decent seal. So we'll get the other hole cut out for your hands. So I think my little magnetic tray will be a good fit for the sizing. the whole idea is to be able to take, say, this filter, place it in here, get your blowgun in through here, your vacuum sucks it up. So let's continue on with the vacuum and get that blown out. So this is going to get pretty loud with the vacuum going and the compressor. You're probably going to hear some music here, but let's see how this works. So that looked pretty good, but this gives me another option too. Flip it over this way and put the cover on. That way it keeps the mess off the bench as well. And the vacuum does seal this down pretty good. So I'll get this cleaned up and get this vacuum back together. Okay, so we got all the parts cleaned up. Let's see if I can remember how to put this back together. So this piece actually comes off the back. It's just a bearing support that fits in back here on these two studs. And then this bearing goes down there. I'm going to get some light air tool oil just to put on that bearing. I just put one drop down there. Spin that around. Because I don't want it to attract all the dust and clog everything up again. So, these two holes match up with two pins in there. There you go. Yeah. With these spacers. So this cover clips back into place. This clip, and that's the motor assembly. So just make sure that cord is still going the right way. What I'm in here, this haul all this out. See if we can blow a little bit here and here. Okay, another thing I did notice, the cord wasn't going back as good as it should be. There's a spring in here and it winds over here. I did shoot some lube, blew it all out, got some dust, and now it works much better. So, now we get that in. This motor can go back in. Here's my good slot. So remember, this wire here has to go back up through here. So this sits in those little feet. That, make sure the seal isn't pinched. Feed your two wires back up through. And this little piece here, make sure that pops back up into place. So, yeah. So remember, they hook. Let me turn you around. So these wires hook in here. This black one goes to there. And take our little case out. And probably hook that in after. These two together, and then this case pops over like so. And then feeds in back through here. That one. I think we're good to go with that set. So, also in this half here, guys, there is another filter. It just lays in place, and then it's just one that you can take out and wash. Fits under a couple of tabs. And then just slides back in here. It's the side stick. Sorry, helps if you're putting it in the right way. So yeah, just slides back in there for your exhaust. So put this piece on first. So you line up those buttons. This up. There you go. Now, remember there's 2 screws here. I have to go back in. Go. This spring fits on this little tab here. And then we should be able to push these 2 tabs back to there and just push down. 1, 2. Looks like that's good. And let's get her flipped over. This one back. Why are you not cooperating? Okay, not 100% sure what was happening there. I took this out and lay it back in place, and now they line up. Alright, that back here. I do like to just get them started first and then go back and tighten them up. That way if you do have to shimmy the plastic or anything, it gives you some movement. Tab back in. Now I think before we go any further, and I probably should have done this a little bit ago, we'll plug it in and see how we're doing. Much different sound. Much better suction too. So that seems to be working really well there now. Now we can go ahead and put the bottom assembly on. Get this flipped over. One thing I've done before when I had this piece off was I didn't realize that that was like that, and I had to take it all apart again. Just make sure that's locked in. Sorry. Not sure if you can see if you look. So I missed smoking that. This piece here slides in, and as you're sliding it in, this piece goes down here and locks in. That's what I had gone wrong before. This piece here wasn't quite in, and I had to take it apart. So should only 4 screws left back in this. That's that section all back together. I am going to show you the tear down of the Cyclone because they get clogged up as well. They're dirty. So this is the bucket from it. On my machine, this tab here is cracked, so that's the quick release to dump the bucket. I haven't seen it with, I can't just buy this part, and I'm not buying a whole bucket for that. You just got to be careful when you take it off that you hold this piece, and it's all good. So to get this bucket off, you can see there's 2 pieces, 2 little clips here, and 1 button right here. So press that down. A little bit of wiggle, that piece will come off. So inside here, all these little screws. You can see it's fairly dirty inside there, but it is a vacuum. But here's one problem that can happen. These little cyclones can clog up, and that will tremendously affect the performance of your vacuum. Just make sure you can see there. That time when I flicked this one, there was a bunch of dirt down there. So take this off. Then there's more screws down here, here, and here. So that's basically your primary cyclone, and you get your secondary cyclones in here as well. Had to shake it out to actually see the screw holes. Actually, just notice that you can see right here, these are starting to clog up. So that does cut down the suction power. But we'll get this all apart and clean it all up again. probably should have just blew this out before I started taking this apart. So there's also, let's make sure I'm getting you in scene. There's also little clips right here you need to push in. Work your way around the circle. That one's out. That's out. Oh, I'm also missing one screw down here. I do have to say, with Dyson, there's definitely no lack of screws. Lift out. I'm sure there's more screws that allows this to come out. Okay, this piece actually comes off first. Then this piece. And I think we are not down to the bare minimum. I want to get all this broken down to its basic parts so I can get it all washed and cleaned. This vacuum is probably 5 years old, maybe 6. So, and I haven't been in this far into it. So, I was expecting to see some of these clogged up, but we do not. So, and I don't really need to take the rest of that apart. I'll take these in, get them washed up, and bring it back when we're reassembling. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to put this together. So we have our top section here. This piece lines up right here. Then I believe it's this piece goes on. Then I believe it's this piece. Yep. So that hooks in right here. And I believe wrong. Is this section? This section, and then this section. So, this piece. How do I not remember this? I do not know. Help me understand. Okay, my battery died. I did get this laid back on, but get this screw back on, and that's basically this project done. Piece here. Slipped into the wrong side first. Same thing, just goes down over these, flips back in here. Like I said, that piece is broke on mine, but when it's actually in the vacuum, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, this was a honeydew list. This is a DC78. Wanted to know. But yeah, all back together. So guys, I know that's not one of my normal videos, but that is something that we had to check off the honeydew list. Hope it helps someone out, just seeing that you can fix it, because those vacuums are $500 or $600, and for sake of an hour and a half or so, clean it up, you're good to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. And as always, God bless. We'll see you on the next one.